The chill bumps of great music trickle down your body, and the sick bass lines that make your heart skip a beat. The Deansless students at School of Rock prove that rocking out on stage and in life. So what is School of Rock? And what does it really mean to rock to the bone? Lubbock's known for its insane music scene, yet the South Plains has more to offer than just country. And students at School of Rock of Lubbock live, breathe, and play music.
Rockin'.
Home.
An expression.
School of Rock opened in Lubbock in 2012. Kids who wanted to know what it's like to be a rock star have the chance to play in a performance group. But School of Rock might not have opened if it wasn't for a find on Facebook.
In Lubbock, it was born actually through Facebook. A friend of mine in the Dallas area posted a shirt on Facebook that said School of Rock. I thought it was cool, so I went to the website to order it and found out it wasn't a clothing store. It was the most awesome music program I'd ever seen. So after a lot of thought and prayer and some rearranging of things, we were able to partner with a friend from Dallas to bring it to Lubbock.
These performance groups are one of many different approaches to teach kids music. For the students are a member of their own band. There may be individual lessons for students, but the overall goal is to make a group that plays songs together. Groups meet on the days of the week and practice, but behind the scene of music, there is a family-like atmosphere. The most well-known group is known as the Dean's List. These selective students teach younger Rockies, are the most experienced students, talented students, and are ready for a challenge.
List is our audition group, and that's if you've performed in one of the end of seasons before, you're allowed to audition for Dean's List, and it's the same thing as the normal rehearsal groups, except they get to do extra gigs, and it means that you're a little more on top of what you're doing and you're a little more experienced, just for the fun of it.
A former Dean's List student told us what she misses most about her wild side and how she fell in love with the shoveling of the bass.
I miss School of Rock a ton. It was more than just a place to learn music. You know, we always talk about how we really become a family there, and it's a home. You're there so many hours during the week. So I miss just being there. I miss all my friends and the people I was around, and I miss playing as much as I used to. You know, having someone push you to play every day and keep challenging you, I really miss that. I guess kind of a cheesy way of putting it is bass pick me. I had a friend there who just handed me his bass and he said, "You need to play this." And I was like, I don't want to play bass. But I started learning a song just for the heck of it, and I loved it. And I still play 2-3 years later.
For the performance groups, Dean's List is the ultimate goal, but for those who can't try out yet, they can strum to their heart's content on one of the 5 performance groups.
The performance groups are really cool because instead of just private lessons, the kids actually get to be in a band. So each week they are practicing with their group, getting ready for concerts that we put on every 2 months. So it's really cool they get to actually apply what they're learning with the group.
There is another breathtaking experience that is only offered to School of Rock students. This jaw-dropping contest allows Dean's List members to compete against some of the top School of Rock students around the country. This year, 4 Dean's List students made it to the next level. This level is known as the All-Stars.
The All-Stars program is a national competition among all the schools of rock. There's over 160 now. So just like our Dean's List, the All-Stars, they audition for that, but instead of competing just at the school level, they're competing with thousands of kids. Now, if a student makes it to the live audition level, that means they're at the top 3% of the nation. And then if they get past the live audition and they actually make All-Stars, they're in the top 1% of the nation. Those kids get to tour in the summer. They meet all sorts of other kids and they get to play at House of Blues, Lollapalooza, Gathering of the Vibes when it was going. It's not going this year, but other incredible music festivals. They get to meet all these exceptional artists and get to network with just so many different people that they wouldn't even know otherwise. So it's really hard to get in, but it's worth trying.
Cade Perry, Evan Luna, Hannah Beatles, and Hannah Scott all made it to the next level of this competition. They traveled to Corpus Christi, Texas, and are waiting to see if they advance to the next stage of the All-Stars. When it comes to big things, Texas comes to mind. But in music, Milwaukee, Wisconsin hosts the largest outdoor concert in the world, and the Dean's List students are now a part of it. Bands like Five Finger Death Punch, Korn, Chevelle have been a part of Summerfest, and now these students have the chance to perform on stage of their idols. Hannah Scott and Hannah Burns both reflect on their time at Summerfest.
Summerfest is the largest outside musical, and it's in Wisconsin, and it is just a collaboration of hundreds of bands and just playing all day long. It's just a huge festival, and School of Rock gets to play 1 week out of that during the day before the big headline shows come, and it's a great experience. We all travel up there in a van, and we spend so much time together, and it's so much fun. But my favorite memory was probably when we were playing Welcome Home by Coheed and Cambria, and I finished singing the last line of that song, and then it just started pouring down raining, and it was crazy, and it was raining through the whole solo, and it was great. I loved that.
Summerfest was actually one of my favorite trips of my entire life, and I'm not just saying that to say it. It was really, every bit of it was amazing, but I have to say our very first performance on our very first big stage in front of our real big audience was the most memorable thing, and we did an amazing job, and we really showed them what we had, and I'm really proud of that performance.
Just doing what you're told, can you touch me? Hey you, with your ear against the
When it comes to the stage, the students of School of Rock are what makes this place a home.
Be remembering that I was there to learn music rather than talk to my friends. It's just such a friendly environment. You forget and you just get into everything.
And in this former Dean's List member's eyes, the soul of rock will always lie within the bones.
If you think of a woman who I think I prefer the goat scream
Your best goat scream.
Goat face. It's goat face because it's got the hairs in the chins.
Aww.